What you talking about now, Cine? I don't know, but you're gonna get some nuggets out of it though. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn that bell on. There's a new video series dropping every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the random jam session whenever I'm in my bag. You do not want to miss out. Also, be sure to check out my books, man. The link's in the description below, right along with my vegan class if you're trying to go plant-based and stay plant-based. I'm telling you, it works. Oh, and lastly, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_scene_. The nuggets I don't put over here, I put over there, so you can always get me when you need me. But you ain't really coming for all of that. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.
And then you have 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So if you paid attention to each one of the colors that I associated with, it went up the color spectrum. Roy G. Biv. You know, we learned that in fucking 3rd grade, 2nd grade, some shit like that. Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, and violet. Red, orange, green, blue, indigo, and violet. But those are the points of the color spectrum. So the reason why the colors move in the way they do is, if you understand from a physics aspect, there's what's considered wavelength and frequency, right? So from the wavelength and frequency, starting with the colors, the wavelength of red is very, very wide. You know what I mean? And it has to condense and get smaller and smaller as the color goes up. So red will oscillate like this in a sense, and then as you go up, it starts to get smaller and smaller. But this is where it's point, because you learn it in the context of waves, but it's actually occurring in a circular motion. So what this means is the circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller as the colors get darker and darker. So this is the point that I'm trying to make with that. So once you get to the 7th chakra, you have violet. When the frequency of violet gets higher and the wavelength shortens and it condenses, what's going to happen is violet becomes black, then black becomes blacker. These are the 8th and 9th chakras. You feel what I'm saying? There's not a conventional name for them, in essence, because, you know, I don't know why. I don't. But the 8th and 9th chakra, they're associated with what I would say black and blacker. And then the reason I say that is because then you go into the 10th, 11th, and 12th, and I associate those with blackness because it has to get darker. So the 8th chakra is black. And once you and then another thing, once you get over the 7th, the crown, you know how you have the earthly attachments and elements and all of that. The element after that is ether. From 8 and up is ether, and it's, that's the creative element that is associated with. There are no blockages at that point. There are no blockages because you've reached God consciousness in a sense. So there's nothing to block you. And it's just the ability of freedom. That's the only way that I can describe it. It's like how each one is associated with like the root chakra, survival. The sacral is emotions and sexuality. Like from 8 up, it's just freedom. Not in the sense like you do whatever the fuck you want to do, but you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I mean? Within the bounds of reality. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, the 8th chakra is black, the 9th chakra is blacker. The 10th begins with blackness. And the 10th chakra is blackness, the 11th chakra is double blackness, and the 12th chakra is triple blackness. You feel what I'm saying? So now we have, you know, basically the foundation of, you know, what the chakras are and what they are. So now, within these 12 chakras, you have to divide it up in a sense, where you have the finite consciousness and you have the infinite consciousness. You feel what I'm saying? And this comes in as a point of geometry, right? So if you understand geometry, and it's like you're talking about shapes, yeah, shapes are important. Especially two very important shapes are the square and the circle. This is how it's associated with infinite and finite consciousness. The square and the circle both measure up to 360 degrees. There's no denying that. You feel what I'm saying? But the square is a finite 360 degrees and the circle is an infinite 360 degrees. The reason for this is because the square has 4 definite points. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you can have multiple combinations as to where you can start and end the square, but you can start and end the square and see that. You start at one point and there's 3 points away from it that'll, you know, go around either clockwise, counterclockwise, but there's only a set amount of permutations that you can actually calculate these permutations. You feel what I'm saying? So that gives you, you know, the square 360 degrees. And that 360 degrees is associated with the first 9 chakras, right? From there, I discuss how to get the degree capacity of each chakra, but let me get on this point first. So the second level, from 10, 11, and 12, those 3 chakras are associated with the infinite consciousness, or the infinite, which is the circle, which is 360 degrees. You feel what I'm saying? So, and it's not divided up evenly like a pie either. It's not. But there's a mathematical formula that you can get that you can use to figure out the degrees of each constant. This is real simple though. It's just solving for x. So, so now we know we have infinite and finite constants.